What is stigma? Do you know? Well, let me give you a definition. Stigma involves negative attitudes or discrimination against someone based on a distinguishing characteristic such as mental health, drug addiction, alcoholism, health conditions, or disabilities. Yup, that's what stigma is. But it also has social stigma. Social stigmas can also be related to other characteristics, including gender, sexuality, race, religion, and culture. Did you know that? Did you know that maybe, just maybe, when you read the newspaper and it's talking about someone who were arrested because they were using drugs? I've heard it before. Put all those people away. Or how about this? When shootings occur in different places and you get it on the news and the news offers what they want to give you, and you most definitely say it's sad for the victim if there's victims involved with the shooting, and 9 times out of 10 there's a murder, you say that person deserves it. And I'm not saying it's okay to take someone's life. I'm just in a discussion with examples about how stigma exists. Did you know stigma actually originated back in time with the Greeks, as well as it comes from the Latin, because there was a time that it was utilized to identify a select group of people. Yeah, slavery was identified, y'all already know. But now, time has gone on, and it still shows that stigma is real. If a person has mental health issues or disorders, they're probably not as willing to speak up and seek help because of the discrimination from the stigma. Well, you see someone walking around talking to themselves, you probably laugh at them before you take into consideration maybe they really have some problems going on. There are many people I've encountered who are good people, but at the same time, they're hurt. Not just because of their disorders, but because of being hurt by society, even some family members not being educated with the harm of what stigma can do. I'm just trying to get you to understand. If you've been participating in having this stigma in your conscience or in your mind, I strongly urge that you stop and start educating yourself. Stigma is very, very dangerous. Did you know? I'm a recovering addict. Oh, yes. That's right. I'm a recovering addict, and I'm going to tell you something. All the years of working on myself, I have seen the stigma. When I go to the hospital for legit reasons, like suffering from migraines, and I will communicate with the staff, allow them to know, listen, I'm in recovery. I'm letting you know because I don't want narcotics unless it's necessary. And I tell you, the way that professional person changes with their services to me, it's almost if like I had the corona, or the COVID. I'm telling you this, not for you to misunderstand this information. But see, because I'm not worried about that anymore. I have a great amount of acceptance, and as I'm doing things, not just with this, because I help countless other people work on changing their life, you can't hurt me anymore. And neither can those people. But I just want you to have some real examples of how damaging stigma can be. Because I still had to bite my tongue. I had to deal with the uncomfortable feelings that this individual had presented on me while suffering from a migraine. The information I gave them was so this way I could continue taking care of myself. Can you imagine if a person doesn't have that ability or courage to come forth right with information that is going to be beneficial for their medical health or any kind of health issues? We harm people around here. Many people go to school and get degrees and pay a lot of money for these degrees, but you forget the quality and the compassion and empathy that is necessary to provide services. I just want you to know, if you don't take and provide self-care to you in your professional role, you're not going to be as healthy as you should be. Because stigma causes harm to many people. I remember a time that I was working somewhere in a well-positioned management, and me and one of my staff went to the bank because I was responsible for the money, which is managing the budget, and I do the deposits. And I was sharp. I had on my tie. Let me tell you something. No disrespect. My staff had on a plaid regular jean sneaker look. Who do you think the tailor asked, can they help, while we're standing together? She went to him. He laughed, I laughed. And then he said, nah, my supervisor wants to take care of the business. You know, stigma is dangerous. My main reason for taking a risk to discuss this is because it causes services to many people who need it not to be rendered. It causes the individuals not just needing services, but can't even ask for help. They're not going to ask for help. And we wonder why people continue to do the things they do. There are so many stigmas that jams people up, those people. If any of these people that you're calling those people were connected to you from your heart, blood, family, very dear, close friends, would you not want them to receive services, the top of the line, irregardless of what's your financial status? I really need for people to take a look at how are you establishing your belief system. What type of information do you take in that actually allows you to practice to be standoffish? I'm never going to say someone committing a crime is okay. No, they need to be dealt with by the law if the law is going to do it properly. But at the same time, when we're talking about mental health, we're talking about the disease of addiction, we're talking about suicide, stigma is real. We have to get rid of it. It's causing many people not to have the ability to feel a part of the human race. They're not different. I'm not different than anyone else. Yes, there are things I've done I'm not proud of, but I've learned to change and get better. Thank God for education. Thank you for those who you know you are for playing a part with helping me continue to heal. I never let people to this day stop me from being okay in my own skin. Because if I do, then they win. Yes, social stigma is serious. You talk about someone's gender, someone's race, someone's culture. Can't walk around causing harm and then at the same mouth saying those people. That's wrong. Stigma has to die. And I'm not talking about in violence. I'm talking about in education. I'm talking about in actions to put out care. I'm talking about services that are available, but the individuals aren't going to consistently take it because they're feeling shunned. They're feeling less than. They're not important. And that's not So that is so wrong. So I challenge you to educate yourself on stigma. Stigma on mental health, stigma on addiction. Please, don't laugh, but be serious. Care about someone. What if it was you? What would you want?